Well, hi, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's yin yoga class. Today's class is all about relieving tension, discomfort, pain, stored emotions, particularly in the low back. Many adults have low back pain, whether it be from work or sitting around too much, sleeping awkwardly, or even if it's just emotions. Emotions really find their way to manifest themselves in the body. So, however, your low back might be talking to you, we're going to send it some love today, find some more space. All right, we've got just about 1 minute till we get started, and we're gonna start with a bent knee savasana. I encourage you to have some props. I've got a block nearby, I've got a strap, I've got some water. We won't have any specific intentional water breaks, but if you decide that you need to grab a sip of water, you should. If you are grabbing water, though, try to do so as you transition from one posture to another. Typically, especially in a yoga class, when we're feeling out of our comfort zones, when things might be challenging, reaching for that water can be a way of soothing and comforting yourself. And I want you to first turn inward and use your breath to find that relaxation because we've only got 45 minutes together. If you're just a little bit thirsty, you're probably already a little dehydrated. And the idea can be that in the future you work on that hydration before and after class. However, if you're super parched and you need a sip of water, take that sip of water, but wait to do it between postures. Make sure you're dressed comfortably, warm. Being a little bit warm can also help you feel a little bit more loose, easy, and flexible. It's pretty cold here in the storage closet, so I'm actually going to keep my socks on as well, even though normally I don't like to practice with socks on. Let's go ahead and get started. Putting the timer on our delightful 45 minutes of yin yoga for back pain. I encourage you to have a wall nearby. If you don't have a wall nearby, you can still do some of our postures, whether you have a couch nearby that you can rest your legs and feet on, or just having legs up in the air. All right, so first up, we got a whopping 5 minutes for a nice bent knee savasana. And if your back is feeling great and you don't want to take this bent knee savasana, you are welcome to also straighten those legs out a little bit more. But if you are feeling any sort of lower back pain, having your legs lengthened to begin with can put a little bit more arching in the back than feels good. And bending your knees can help you to take a little tilt of that pelvis, an anterior tilt of the pelvis, so up towards the ceiling, to glue a little bit more of your low back down onto the mat. And then you can even tent your knees in towards each other. If you have a really large pillow, you can even place that underneath of your legs for a little bit more support because you know yin is all about using as many props as possible to find that relaxation. Maybe you even find that it feels good for you today to take a structured towel or blanket and place that underneath of your shoulders or the back of your head to just melt into this savasana as much as you can. We've been here already for just over a minute, so now's the perfect time to start your scan of your body from head to toe and notice where you might be creating extra contractions or tension that isn't needed. So from the tippy top of your head, from your hair follicles, relaxing and releasing your scalp, your eyebrows, your forehead, your mouth and jaw, relaxing the back of your head, neck, shoulders into the mat as much as possible. Maybe giving yourself a little double chin here. It's okay. Focusing on this slow quality breath as you do the scan from the top of your head all the way down to your tippy toes. And we're just starting out today's practice, so really, truly just notice how you're feeling. You don't have to make any sudden shifts or changes. Hopefully, throughout today's class, you'll start to feel a little bit more open, relaxed, loose, comfortable, and flexible. Try to remember how your body feels right now, and I'll check in with you and ask you to check in with yourself as we continue through class. You know those points where you tend to hold your tension. For me, it's drawing shoulders up towards ears and also squeezing my glutes. So my yin yoga practice is a lot of focusing on relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the glutes. But maybe you tend to tighten your jaw, or you start to make a fist, or you're clenching your toes. If you do notice any of those extra tense points on your inhale where you're being aware of how your body feels, make sure that you use that exhale to just let them go a little bit more. I know some days it's easier to relax into the stillness, and other days it's just fidget, fidget, fidget. So wherever you are today, you showed up, you're here on your mat. Showing up is step number one. It's always enough. Just being here for yourself. Whatever else happens, as long as you're doing your best, great. We got one more minute here in our stillness, or the most stillness that you can create. Remember, if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So we're creating stillness, not just with our body, but with our breath and with our mind as well. Last couple of breaths to melt into your mat. Notice if you're muscling through the Savasana at all, creating extra tension. Beautiful. Make sure your strap is reachable from where you are. And let's draw both knees up towards the chest. Keeping that lower back down on the mat, starting to apply a little bit of pressure with the thighs towards the abdomen. So a little compression sensation in the lower abs. I want you to keep your right leg where it is. Just checking my notes. You can even interlace your fingers on top of the right shin. We're going to send that left leg out. If your back is still really hurting and it doesn't feel good to lengthen your leg fully, you can keep it bent. But I encourage you to try finding length through your left leg. Keep your shoulders relaxed down on the mat. If you need to, you might already bring your strap to the party to help you draw that knee in towards your chest. Make sure that you're starting with the right side, getting a little bit of pinching, compression, perhaps. Shoot. Excuse me. Oh, shoulder, that hurt. Through the right abdomen. Just relax and breathe right here. Next up, we're going to go for a nice hamstring stretch. So we're going to straighten that right leg for a little foot to sky or big toe stretch. If it's comfortable for you to just send that leg up towards the ceiling, you're welcome to. I'm going to use a prop though, because I'm going to make it even easier to stay in this stretch, to continue to actually feel something along the back of the leg. So creating that noticeable stretch throughout the hamstring, but relaxing your upper body, your shoulders, your arms as much as you can. Just spending about 1 minute each in the next couple of postures. I already lied. This is a 1 minute posture. Next up, we've got a couple of 3 minute postures. So if you extended that left leg, go ahead, bring it back in, take a bend of the knee, and then cross your right leg over the left for a nice little figure four hip opener. And you can continue to focus on just the hip opener here, if that feels right for you. If you're feeling a little bit more tight towards the back of the glute, still in the hamstring, you can go ahead and lift your left foot up, either keeping it floating in the air, or you might have seen if you're watching me, or maybe you're amazing and you have your eyes closed, but I just placed my block underneath of the left foot. So there's a little bit of a lift, still getting that hip opener, starting to get a little bit more of a stretch into the backside glute. We've got 2 more minutes right here in this figure four stretch. I want you to make sure today that you're not uh, uncomfortably forcing yourself through any posture. So if lifting this leg felt like too much for you, you can go ahead and release the left foot back down towards the floor. You're still finding some sort of a hip opener here. And remember, we're being kind and gentle to our bodies. 1 minute left. Continue to focus on your breath and the stretch, using your inhale to just notice where you're feeling it, and using your exhale to let go of that tension, of any expectations that you might have. That way, you're staying focused on the movement that we're in right now. There's not even time to think about outwardly thoughts or stresses. You're focusing on your breath, on your stretch in the here and the now, because you're worth it and you're amazing. And it feels good to do that. We got one more stretch for this right side of the body, and this one's a little bit more challenging. We're going for a reclined shoelace. So lift that left knee up off the floor and find a deeper cross of that right leg. You can take your hands and you can hold on to your feet, but if it's hard to hold on to your feet, use that strap to help bring that left foot a little bit closer. So I have my left hand on my right shin. I have my right hand holding onto the strap to bring those knees a little bit closer. Big stretch through the right hip, IT band up to the knee. You got 2.5 minutes left right here. Just keep doing the best that you can. Make sure that you're still enjoying your slow, relaxed breath and you didn't come into anything that's so intense that you're not breathing. Are my knees fully stacked here like they would be if I was sitting on the floor? No. And that's okay. Do I feel a different stretch than I did for our figure four? Absolutely. It is a lot more intense. So be kind to yourself. Find what does work for you today. Just keep breathing. Keep that upper body relaxed on the mat as much as you can. try to remove any extra tension or muscling that's happening through the upper body. And I know you're probably using that upper body to help keep your legs right where they are, but the intention and the focus of this stretch is big time through whichever leg you have on top. And if you're doing the same movements as me, that's that right leg on top, stretched into the outside of your thigh. One minute left. How many slow, relaxed breaths does it take you to get to the end of this minute? As you know, I like to think of it as how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And for the owl, it took three. So I spent some time working on my breath that now I can get to the end of 1 minute with three slow breaths. All right, we're going to carefully release. You made it. Take that strap off your foot if it's there. Uncross your legs, soles of both feet. Oh, that feels good. Down on the floor. Take a moment, windshield wipe your legs. Keep your strap nearby. We're going to do the same couple of postures on the other side. So once again, starting with both knees in towards the chest. I don't know about you, but I can already feel, due to the hip opener, the hamstring and IT band stretches that we did, that it's already easier for me to get my right knee towards the chest versus the left leg. So now let's work on that left side. Go ahead and either send the sole of the right foot back down towards the floor or extend through that right leg. Remember, if it's hard for you to place your hands on top of your shin, you can always use your strap to find this little bit of compression of the left knee coming towards your left armpit. Remember, if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So relax your eyes, relax your head, neck, shoulders, chest. Focus on the stretch that you're creating on the lower half of your body. Next up, we're going to do that foot to sky. So if you would like to place the strap on your left foot, and then you can send your left leg up towards the ceiling. A more intense stretch is having that right leg straight. A little bit easier is taking a bend in that right knee. So find what works for you. How flat can you get the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling? How straight can you get this left leg? How close can you draw that knee towards your nose? Halfway through. All right, let's come on into that figure four stretch. So crossing your left leg over your right, take a couple breaths right here. Remember, you can stay exactly where you are, or if it feels right for you, to gently lift that left foot up, whether you're being a little bit more active and having it lifted yourself, or you're being a little bit more passive and placing it on top of a block. We've got a little more than 2 minutes left right here with this figure four stretch. So find what feels good. Relax your upper body as much as you can. Keep the focus on the lower body. Two minutes left right here. I like to know how many minutes are left in the posture. It does help me to stay focused when I take someone else's yin class to just tune into the breath because I know that you don't always know what's coming next. And knowing when things are going to end can help to provide a little bit of comfort. But taking the yoga practice to real life, sometimes we just don't know when stressful situations are going to end. They don't always have a 2 minute or 6 breath expiration date, but finding ways to relax within the tension here in class can help you to head on fight those real life stressful moments by just bringing your breath to the party, by relaxing as much as you can, and knowing that even the worst moment, mood, or feeling is temporary. And that with time, everything does change and hopefully feels a little bit better. But don't expect it all to happen overnight. I don't expect you and your first yin class to create the ultimate stillness, to be 100% relaxed. You're just doing your best. And if you continue to show up for yourself, then over time you will create that extra space, learn how to relax a little bit more quickly, confidently. All of these things matter. All right, next up is our reclined half cowface / shoelace. So find that deeper crossing of the legs. If you can easily reach your opposite foot or your pants, cool. I'm going to use the strap again to help me to bring that right foot a little bit closer, tighter. Does it look the same as it did on the other side? Sure doesn't, but I'm feeling that stretch from the left glute up to the knee through the IT band. And that's what we're looking for. Is it intense? Yes. Can I continue to breathe through it normally? Also, yes. If you found that your breathing became really staccato or labored, take a little gentle ease out. Find where you can still breathe normally. We got 2 minutes left right here. Big time belly stimulation as well. And that's intentional. A lot of times that lower back pain, it's gross, but it can be due to constipation or gas, which is why we started with the right leg movement, with stimulating the ascending colon. Have you felt any gurgling or the desire to release gas from your lower belly? Because I know I have. So if you're at home by yourself, let it go. I'm down with you blaming the dog if you need to. In fact, you can blame my dog, even though he's not here. Just tell someone, oh yeah, there's a dog in the corner. And that was the dog. Making sure that you do stay hydrated, especially outside of class, can also help with those kind of low back tension feelings. It's going to help you uh, with your elimination process a little bit more when you are fully hydrated. And women are supposed to drink about 2 3/4 liters of water, and men are supposed to drink about 3.5. So just under a gallon. It's a goal, something to work your way towards. Just like your stillness might not have been built in a day, your ability to fully hydrate might not happen every single day. But as long as you're doing your best, you're making an effort, your best is always enough. And with time, with intention and focus, we make the changes that our body needs. Great. Let's take the strap off of the left foot. Release your right foot down towards the floor. Uncross your left leg. Windshield wipe them for just a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over. Just take your time. Roll over. Next up is going to be a nice wide-legged child's pose with some support. So we got another nice long posture coming up. Full 5 minutes coming your way. Open those knees as wide as feels comfortable for you. Bring those toes together. And up to you how you want to support yourself in this child's pose. Maybe you bring a block underneath of your chest. Maybe you bring a block underneath of your head. I'm going to place a block underneath of my chest. Oh, that feels so good for a little bit of support. And then I'm going to stack my hands to the two fists on top of each other so that my head can be gently lifted as well. Still getting that big hip opener. No pressure on the low back. We have a total of 5 minutes here. We're already 30 seconds into the party. So find that stillness, find what works for you. Remember, if at any point it becomes too intense or uncomfortable, you can make a change. But before you do move, ask yourself if you're just fidgeting or if you really need to move. 4 minutes left. Now is a really great time to explore closing your eyes, especially if you have not had your eyes closed yet. I know when I first came to yoga class and they'd be like, close your eyes. I'd be like, you close your eyes. How am I supposed to know what I'm doing if I close my eyes? I don't want to close my eyes because I was just so tense. Ugh. I just couldn't let go, even for a minute of true relaxation. Now is a beautiful time to start a scan of your body again from head to toe and check in with your normal tense spots. How are they feeling? Do you already feel a little bit more relaxed versus when we started class? I certainly hope so. And if not, I hope that these next couple of minutes in child's pose really help. For our last 2 minutes here, I encourage you to start really taking in the space around you. So at the top and bottom of your breath, while maybe you're enjoying a little bit more quiet
and noticing the expanded and empty rib cage. Check out the sounds that you hear in your space as well. Tune into the furthest away sound that you can hear. I also really love, now that we're taking some longer postures, noticing my heartbeat more. When you're really still and quiet, where do you feel it? Okay, let's come on out of this child's pose. We're gonna shift our bodies forward. Next up, we've keep your block nearby. Keep that block nearby. Next up, we've got Sphinx. So belly comes down towards the mat. Oh, straighten those legs out. That feels like a great stretch on the back of the legs. Elbows starting underneath of your armpits. If that's too much pressure in your low back, open those arms a little wider. Maybe even bringing them a little further forward. And then you can even use your block or your hands. While relaxing those shoulders down and back, I still feel a nice stretch in the back. But with my arms further apart and forward, the stretch is shifted towards my relaxed upper back as opposed to the tense lower back spot. We got 2 minutes right here. Scan your body. Start your scan this time from your toes to your head. So really relaxing through your feet, working to melt your body into the mat as much as you can. One minute left. Start the scan of the body from head to toe this time. So hopefully meeting in the middle to truly be as relaxed as you can. All right, so you know that if you've been coming, some of my favorite stretches for the low back, for the hamstrings and desk people in general are the dangle and the squat. But as I said in the description, sometimes finding length of the spine and standing forward folds can be a stressor. So we're going to do a legs up the wall pose. Take your time.
have that wall nearby, and we're going to send our legs straight up the wall. I'm going to bring my mat a little closer. If you find that it's uncomfortable for you to have your legs up the wall, I want you to experiment with placing a folded up towel or a blanket to gently lift your hips a little bit more to take out a little bit of the rounding. And then as straight as you can get those legs up the wall. We're going to spend 4 minutes right here. And then we're still going to use the wall as a prop for a squat. So my glutes aren't totally touching on the wall. They can be. That would be a little bit more intense along the back of the legs, the hamstrings. But if you want to give yourself like an inch or two away from the wall, or once again, if you find that you need to lift yourself up onto a prop, or if you need to take a slight bend of your knees, because that's what works for your body today. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Me, anyone else in the room with you, just you. You got to do what's right for your body. Every day is different. Every side of the body is different. So appreciating what your body right now can do for you today. Check in with the back of your head, neck, chest, shoulders. Keep letting those melt into the mat. And reminder while you're staring up at your ceiling that if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So close them or find one soft spot to focus. But if you're looking at anything that stresses you out, close your eyes and tune into yourself and your breath. Legs up against the wall pose is also a great posture if you're having any trouble sleeping. It creates some lymphatic draining and sends the blood more towards the heart and the head. It can be a great opportunity to help you unwind with ease. We're going to stay right where we are for our next posture, coming into a supported squat against the wall. So start to open those knees nice and wide. Place the soles of the feet on the wall. And you can control how deep this squat feels depending on how close your glutes are to the wall. So if you need to move a little bit further away, you can do it. And if you want to move a little bit closer, you can do that as well. We got 3 minutes right here with our knees bent, feeling it a little in the hips.
Just about 1 minute left right here. And then we'll come away from the wall and start to close out class. All right, we're going to carefully move ourselves away from the wall, back onto our backs, with those knees still bent. Go ahead, extend your arms all the way out to the side. Press into the soles of the feet, roll over onto one hip, drop your knees over for a spine twist. And if you need a little bit of assistance, either placing a block between your legs, maybe placing a block underneath of your legs, come into the spine twist that works for you. We're just going to spend 1 minute on each side. Keep those shoulders relaxed to the mat as much as you can. And if you want to keep your neck involved in the party, turn and twist in the opposite direction of your head. What a beautiful stretch this is creating from the hips up to the armpit, from the hips down into the knees. I hope that you're enjoying it as well. Carefully pass back through center, plant the soles of the feet on the floor, press into them, lift those hips, roll over to the opposite side, opposite side. Spine twist. And perhaps you do, or perhaps you don't need a block on this side, but if you got it, if it feels good to use it, take your time, roll to your back once more. Let's come into our final Savasana. You can finish class just the way we started with those knees bent, tented towards each other, lower back really glued and supported by the mat. Or if it feels good for you, you can always try extending your legs all the way out. We've got just over 2 minutes to spend here together, a full 3 minutes in final Savasana. However, if you'd like to stay here longer, you're always encouraged to do so. 3 minutes should be your Savasana minimum. But if you have the time to spend 5 minutes or even 8 minutes, allowing your practice to soak in, sounds great. One more time together, take a scan of your body from head to toe, from toe to head. Using your inhale, notice how you're feeling. Do you feel a little bit more loose, comfortable, easy, and flexible versus when we started class 43 awesome minutes ago? I tell you, when you take the time for yourself to breathe and relax, it flies by. If you unfortunately are still feeling any sort of lower back tension, I encourage you to reach out to us or to the Benefits Center. Find out a little bit more about Hinge. It's a program that you can do at home, just takes a couple minutes a day. They send you gentle reminders for some guided stretches and strength work to help eradicate your physical pain. Free service for all you employees. They'll send you a tablet that you can use at home. You get to keep the tablet. It's an absolutely worthwhile deal. You can reach out to any of the fitness center staff to learn more, or if you fast jump benefits, they've promised me they're adding it to their main page so you can more easily sign up. All right, well, that was 3 beautiful minutes of Savasana. We'll close out class on the floor here just to encourage you to try and stay a little bit longer. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've said or we did, if you're looking for more information about Hinge or our in-person group exercise offerings, reach out. Till we are together again, I hope that you are so good to yourself. Think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds, take the time to nourish yourself from the inside out. And as always, I hope you really know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. Please keep showing up for yourself. We can do it together. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.